Once upon a time, in a small village nestled beside the mountains, there lived a poor laborer with his old donkey. Every day he woke up at dawn, picked up his shovel, and went to the dry fields to dig up soil. He sold the soil to earn just enough money to survive. His life was hard but simple and peaceful. One morning while digging, as usual, his shovel struck something hard beneath the ground. Curious, he bent down and picked it up. It was a small stone that sparkled brilliantly under the sunlight. It looks quite beautiful, he thought to himself, wiping away the dust carefully. The stone shone so brightly that he had to squint his eyes. But in the simple mind of a poor laborer, he believed it was just an ordinary stone, maybe containing some shiny mineral inside that made it gleam like that. Not knowing what to do with it, he tied the stone around his donkey's neck, thinking it would make a nice decoration for his loyal companion from that day on. Every morning the man and his donkey walked along the familiar village path, the precious stone glimmering in the sunlight and catching everyone's eye. The merchant and the shiny stone. One day, as the laborer was passing through the village market, a wealthy merchant owner of a grocery store noticed something shining around the donkey's neck. Curiosity sparked, he approached and asked, "Hey there, what's that shiny thing tied around your donkey's neck?" The laborer smiled kindly and said, "Oh, that's just a bright stone I found while digging. I thought it looked nice, so I tied it there for fun." The merchant examined the stone closely. Its unusual beauty caught his attention. He thought, "This would make my shop look more attractive and bring in more customers." So he offered to buy it for 50 rupees, a good sum of money for a poor man, unaware that he was holding a priceless diamond. The laborer happily agreed. With joy in his heart, he used the money to buy rice and medicine for his aging donkey. The merchant took the stone back to his shop and hung it on his weighing scale as a decoration. Under the warm light of the store, the stone gleamed even more beautifully, attracting everyone's attention. Customers admired its brilliance and uniqueness, but none of them realized that it was, in fact, a real diamond worth a fortune. Something no one in that village might ever see again in their lifetime. One day a jeweler, traveling from the nearby town, stopped by the merchant's shop. The moment he saw the stone, his trained eyes recognized it immediately. It wasn't an ordinary stone. The sparkle, the clarity, the way it reflected light, all told him that it was a genuine diamond, rare and incredibly valuable. The jeweler asked shopkeeper, "That stone hanging from your scale, where did it come from and why is it hanging there?" The merchant replied casually, "Oh, it's that I bought it from a poor laborer for 50 rupees. It looked nice, so I decided to hang it here." The jeweler smiled slightly and said, "If you're willing to sell it, I'd like to buy it. How much do you want for it?" After a moment of thought, the merchant said, "If you like it, give me 100 rupees and it's yours." The jeweler hesitated, then started to bargain. 100 rupees is too much. I'll pay 80 if you agree. I'll take it right now." But the merchant shook his head, firm in his decision. "No. I bought it for 50. Selling for 100 is fair enough. Take it or leave it," the jeweler thought to himself. "No one here knows what it's really worth. I'll come back tomorrow and get it for 90. So he left, confident that the stone and the opportunity would still be there. That same evening, another jeweler happened to pass through the village. His car broke down right in front of the merchant's shop. While waiting for it to be repaired, he stepped inside to buy something, and his eyes immediately landed on the shining stone hanging from the scale. Without a moment's hesitation, he asked shopkeeper how much for that stone. The merchant replied 100 rupees. Without bargaining, the jeweler quickly took out the money, paid and left with the diamond. The next morning, the first jeweler returned with 90 rupees in hand, ready to strike the deal, but when he looked up, the stone was gone. "Where's that stone?" he asked, his voice rising in panic. The merchant replied calmly, "Someone came last night and bought it for 100 rupees. The jeweler's face turned red with anger. "You fool, that wasn't a shiny stone. It was a priceless diamond. You sold it for nothing." The merchant laughed and said, "Sir, I didn't know it was a diamond. But you did, and you still argued over 20 rupees. So tell me, who's the real fool here?"